Welcome back. It's myself, Malibatsi, and David.
What's up?
Hope you guys are enjoying the series. This is the last one, but probably the most awesome.
True that.
How you been, David?
Can I be honest with you?
Be real.
I've been so anxious and stressed. Like, I don't know what I should go and study, in terms of my career.
Sure.
I don't know where to go and study, and it's been disturbing me so much.
Sure. But I'll tell you one thing, God will take care of you. There was a time that I think last year, didn't have a job. I didn't know what meal I was going to eat tomorrow, where I was going to sleep, and guess what? Somebody said to me, you remember that scripture in Matthew? It says, look at the flowers they clothe. Look at the birds, they have food.
So
what are you, if not more? And I was like, wow, that's so awesome. And that encouraged me to go forward because I knew God will take care of my future. And God will take care of your future as well. We just gotta trust in Him.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank
awesome.
You, man.
Guys, we hope you guys are encouraged for the fourth session of the series, and we're gonna go into worship. Peace.
Enjoy.
surrender. This is my surrender. Here is where I lay it down. You are all I'm chasing now. This is my surrender. This is my surrender.
Guys, have you been practicing the memory verse?
Yes.
Have you guys at home been practicing the memory verse? Hey, I hope so, because I've been practicing and I think I've got it now. Right, should we just go through it without the music first?
Yes.
Okay, so let's have a recap. So it goes. So it's from Proverbs 3, verse 5 and 6, and it goes. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek His will in all you do, and He will show you which path to take. Good. Okay, let's try it with the music. So we're going to try it once with me, and then the second time, do you guys think you can try by yourself?
Yes.
You think so? Do you guys think you can try by yourself? Alright, I think you can. Let's give it a go. And let's go. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek His will in all you do, and He will show you which path to take.
Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek His will in all you do, and He will show you which path to take.
That's good. Well done, guys. You stumbled at the end there, but that's alright. Should we try one more time?
Yes.
Okay, let's try. And let's go. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek His will in all you do, and He will show you which path to take. Go.
Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek His will in all you do, and He will show you which path to take.
Wow, guys, that was awesome. You got it perfectly. That was good. And it was quite difficult in the beginning, but once you practice, you can get it, right?
Yes.
All right, should we go and teach some other people?
That's-
And then, because we're pros now, right?
Yes.
And I think you guys are pros too. All right, let's go spread it and teach some other people to trust God, because He knows where we need to be in the future. All right, let's go.
Hi there, boys and girls. I hope you've been enjoying learning about Abraham and Isaac and Rebecca. And we've been learning, like Isaac and Abraham did, to trust God and to choose God's ways. Sometimes the other ways of doing things seem to make sense, but we need to rely on God's wisdom, not our own way of thinking. In today's story, we're going to learn how Isaac trusts God for the future, and you can trust God for your future too. Now, you might remember that Isaac was born after Abraham and Sarah waited a very long time. He was a child of promise. He was a miracle. He was an answer to prayer. And then when Isaac married Rebecca, I'm sure they wondered, will we have to wait a long time, or will we be able to have babies straight away? And after they got married, they waited and waited and waited. But Rebecca didn't fall pregnant, and they started to get worried. And then we see something interesting happened. This is what it said. Isaac pleaded with the Lord on behalf of his wife because she was unable to have children. The Lord answered Isaac's prayer, and Rebecca became pregnant with twins. But the two children struggled with each other in her womb, and so she went to ask the Lord about it. "Why is this happening to me?" she asked. And the Lord told her, "The sons in your womb will become two nations. One nation will be stronger than the other, and your older son will serve your younger son." So we see something very interesting happening here. Firstly, Isaac is the one that prayed initially because he was the one that had a relationship with God. I think Rebecca was a bit scared to speak to God in the beginning. I don't know if she was sure that she could trust God with her future, but Isaac had a strong faith because his father Abraham had taught him that God answers prayer, and he pleaded and asked God, "Please, will you give us a child?" And they waited 20 years. That's a long time to wait. They waited 20 years, but God did give them not just one son, but 2 sons. And then we see something interesting when Rebecca was pregnant. By that stage, she had learned to trust God too, just like our memory verse says, to trust in the Lord with all your heart. And don't rely on your own understanding. And so she had a relationship with God for herself. She went and asked God, why are things turning out a little bit strange? I think there's something going on that's a little bit different to normal pregnancies. And God told her exactly what was going on. He said, you've got twins inside. In those days, they didn't have fancy scan machines to see what was going on. She had to trust God with her future, that she was going to have twins. And then God told her something very interesting about the twins, that the younger, the second-born child, would serve the older, the firstborn son. And so their sons were born. Esau was born first, and then Jacob was born second. And I'm sure Rebecca wondered how this was going to work out. And then, when the boys were a little bit older, something very interesting happened. Now, Jacob used to like spending time back at home. He was organized, he enjoyed cooking and looking after their household, where Esau enjoyed hunting. And so, one day, Esau went out hunting and he didn't find anything and he came home starving. Now, Jacob had made a delicious stew. And Jacob said to Esau, I'll sell you some stew if you will give me the rights as a firstborn son. Now, Esau should have been looking after and respecting his heritage as the first son of Isaac. But he didn't think it was really important. He said to Jacob, you can have my birthright. I don't really care whether I'm the first or the second. You can be in charge, you can take the responsibility, and you can take the inheritance that comes with it, as long as you give me what I need right now. And I'm hoping that you're going to be wise like Jacob and not selfish like Esau. Sometimes we might be hungry for something and we want it right now, and we might give up something that's more important, that's going to be important for later on. Sometimes other ways of doing things where you want to meet your needs right now seems like the right thing to do, but we've got to remember that God's ways are always better. Sometimes we need to wait and not just act because we think something seems like a good idea. And so we learn from Isaac and Rebecca that they trusted God for their future, even though they had to wait a while. And we see that with Jacob and Esau, Jacob was trusting God and asking God for a better future, where Esau was just following whatever seemed right at the time. And so I hope you're going to learn from them and trust God with your future too. I hope you've enjoyed this series about Isaac, and we're going to learn some more about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob over the next few weeks. Have a great week. Bye.
Hey guys, today we learned about...
Trusting God with your future.
And now we're going to be doing the activity where you're going to have to write 5 things that you want your family to look like in 5 years' time in the future, and then 5 things that you want the future to look like. You can write now. Why don't you guys tell me one of each that you've written down?
Okay. So what I said is my brother will be driving, and there will be a lot of people on the earth.
Oh, okay. And you?
What I said is that I'll be in grade 11, so I'll be looking at universities I want to go to, and I hope there'll be no pollution.
Oh, you guys can also do this at home and write it down and put it in a capsule so that when 5 years pass, you can see if you made progress. Hope you enjoyed this. Let's go on to the questions. Say bye, guys.
Bye!